Yay! We are.
Okay, good. I don't know where it went, but we're here. Hi, everybody. There's a
Hi,
little bit of a
everybody.
lag, but thank you for coming. We're here with April Lindevald, who is bringing forth her guide, Merlin, to help us with a visualization with the fairies to help heal New Earth. So this month we're doing Gaia and Galactical Fairies, and they came to me and said, these are the two things we need. We need Merlin to
Amen.
do this visualization in the Ascension and 5D Daily group and to help heal the earth because it's really important. And actually, I want to talk about more about that. But April, I just want to say thanks for coming.
Oh,
And
it's an honor. Thank you for asking.
I want you to introduce yourself a little bit, tell people where they can find you and what you do.
My name's April Lindevald. I'm in the Northeast in New York, and I have been doing intuitive counseling and spiritual seeking for decades, and was very fortunate to come to Rachel and take some classes and bump up my skills and take trance channeling. And lo and behold, in the trance channeling courses, I learned to do it. And Merlin came through and said, this is it, I'm your partner, and we're going to do some work together. So I'm very excited to bring him forward for you today. And I'm doing Zoom and phone personal readings with Merlin or without Merlin, or with cards or without cards. And that could be by appointment. And you can do that by uh, messaging me on Facebook, April Lindevald, or my email is aprlsngs@optonline.net. And other than that, I'm really excited about what he wants to do today.
I am too. So what I thought was cool was after this, after they told me that we were going to do this work on New Earth to make a reset, they said, then I got that email from Patricia Koth-Robel. I don't know if you all know who she is. She's a wonderful light worker. And she started talking about that they are also doing this Earth reset later in the month. And it sounds very similar to what the fairies asked us to do. So that's pretty exciting to get that double confirmation. And I feel like there is a lot that can be done this month with great intention. So we're live on Facebook now on Ascension and 5D Daily group, but then we will see this on YouTube as well. So hopefully others can join in at any time to do this visualization and we can really make a difference.
I think this is going to be an important one, and I think it's important that the most people as possible participate in it at any time, as many times as they like, and it will definitely help. It will definitely make a difference.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, should we dive in? Oh, first, let's do a little clearing.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. All right. So first, I'm just going to do, I'm going to use my pendulum to do a little clearing for everyone whoever watches now or for anyone. We all want to think about what I'm saying here. So we ask for ultraviolet light fire. It's almost like a fire light. I call this angel fire. Imagine it coming down and sealing you in protection, sealing your place, really giving you a good scrub of clearing. And we'll add to that Archangel Michael. So that's who we want to call in first. Archangel Michael in the south with the elements of fire. And he has a beautiful sapphire blue light, and he has a beautiful sapphire blue flaming sword of truth. So we ask him to bring in that blue light into all of our bodies, clearing us and protecting us in every way, clearing our space as well, and our loved ones, especially if you are in the path of this hurricane's coming. We are right outside of it. So we ask for protection for all those in it too, and wildfires and everything else as well. But here we are. So we're going to ask for him to take his sapphire blue flaming sword of truth and cut all our cords, release any attachments or stories, and just generally clear us up in a very protective way. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Then we ask Archangel Uriel to come in the north with earth, the elements of earth. He brings with him some earthly elementals like fairies. Here come all the fairies that are coming and all the fae that are coming to help us today. And they're going to bring in a beautiful ruby red light with a stripe of gold. And you may see this gold like light coats. That's how I see them, sometimes both. And just bring that energy into your body, just clearing you and rooting you into this earth. So we want to ask that we are deeply rooted into the fifth dimensional earth and not the third dimensional earth any longer. So we don't need to be in the 3D matrix. We can sit at a higher perspective and vibration. Then we're going to ask for Archangel Ariel and Archangel Raphael to come in to the east with the element of air. They both have a nice green color. Archangel Ariel has a light green color and Archangel Raphael has an emerald green. And together we bring that healing light in to heal us all. That's really important. And then finally, well, not finally, but on all four corners, finally, we call in the west, Archangel Gabriel with the diamond light and with the element of water. So I like to imagine a big, almost tsunami of diamond light coming in, just clearing every chakra, just whoosh, all the, any low vibration emotions away and just filling us with that. Now we're deeply rooted into New Earth. We're going to ask Sandalphon to come below with Archangel Shekinah and Mother Gaia. Definitely need her to come in today. And then above us, we ask Archangel Metatron and Archangel Daniel to stand above. So we are now surrounded in all the angels and very clear. So this works for anyone joining us at any time and anytime in this video as well. So we are now cleared and sealed in ultraviolet light. Thank you all. And so it is.
That was so beautiful and powerful, and I could feel it happening.
Too.
Merlin's been in my head all week since I've known I was going to help him do this, and he has been putting pictures and ideas of what we're doing. I'm setting the intention that we're going to have this done in 45 minutes, but once I'm there, I can't really control it, but he's pretty good about making things happen. They make the time work the way they're supposed to. And he says that this is not going to be your average, like, passive, nice little healing. This is powerful stuff. So he says, everybody who's participating, we need you and we need your highest light. And if you're in a place where you're able to close your eyes and really go with it, relax. And we will take you on a little journey here. Okay? Are you ready, Rachel?
I'm so ready. I'm excited.
Okay.
I got lots of fairies around me. They're cheering.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right. So everyone, close your eyes. Take a nice, deep, easy breath. Breathe in light. Breathe in relaxation and peace. Breathe out all your troubles, your daily to-do list, anything that you've been carrying, that you're concerned about, worried about, just breathe it out. Let it go. It is not for this moment. Breathe in. Breathe in white light and violet light and silver and gold. Breathe out any shadows and darkness and stress, and feel your shoulders dropping in relaxation and your face relaxing and all the parts of your body letting go of their stress and tension and strain. You hear the sound of seabirds, seagulls crying loudly, wheeling overhead. You find you are sitting comfortably on rocks, flat stones, amidst the jagged outcropping of rock at the seashore. You are high above the beach, rocks all around you, carved out by the tides, perhaps some caves in the distance, the sound of seabirds overhead, and the crashing of waves, which you can see below you, in the rhythmic motion of the ocean, rushing in loudly onto the land and then retreating in a regular beat like a heartbeat, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. The scent in your nose is of salt and freshness. It is beautiful with the sun shining warmly on your face. If you tip it up, you can feel the rays on your face on a beautiful day in this wonderful place where all the elements of Mother Earth come together. You are aware that someone is sitting next to you, quietly, calmly. You look and you see that it is Master Merlin. Smiling, his ancient and yet unlined face turned to you with only the deepest love in his eyes and a smile on his face. His hair, disheveled by the wind, is pure white. His robes are deep gray and woolly, somehow woven with threads that have nubbles on them so that they have texture. He puts his hand on your hand and you can feel the warmth of his person. He is not a shade. He is substantial. He takes your hand and sits quietly looking out at the ocean and the sun and the sky and the stone. In the distance, beyond some of the rocks, you can see forests with tall pine trees, deep greens, ancient places, ecosystems of wildlife and insects and birds and beasts and plants of all sorts, and places where the fairies play and where magic still exists. Merlin speaks to you, and I will let him come through now and continue. Did you know, dear one, did you know that in all of the universe, there are many, many places which the Creator has imagined and brought into being, which are beautiful and colorful and richly arrayed, and where the inhabitants enjoy a wonderful life and love where they live. But it is agreed upon that there is no place in the universe which was more of a perfect achievement than this beautiful planet on which you sit. Earth was a crowning achievement of the Creator. Its beauty, its perfection of balance, and all things working together in harmony was designed brilliantly. Its rich diversity outdoes every planet in the universe. Its colors, its variety, its ability to support so much life, the teeming energy of life in all its wonderful expression. It is a very, very special jewel in the Creator's crown. And yet, humanity over the course of long time has not appreciated its beautiful homeland and has tried to bend the rich diversity of Earth to its will and has done harm. As we move to fifth dimensional ascension, it is needed for all people of goodwill, all light workers, to join their energies with those of Gaia, Lady Gaia, the avatar of Earth herself, and with all of her elemental inhabitants who love her and who serve her. and with all of the elementals who have come to assist from various dimensions. And today we also are calling in the fairies and elementals from the universe, galactic fairies and universals, universal elementals. They have volunteered their services for the sake of an exercise in building and healing this beautiful planet, because they understand that it is a jewel and must be preserved and regenerated for the future. And so they are here. If you look, you will now see, streaking down from above, many, many, many streaks of beautiful light in every color imaginable, like rain or hail coming down in the thousands from above. These are the galactic fairies who are swooping in to join with you and to join with all light workers of goodwill and to join with the fairies and elementals of Earth and Gaia to work to cleanse the earth on this day, in this place. And every time someone does this meditation and reactivates this energetic event, here they come in every color, size, and shape. Some you can now see. Some are tall and some are small. Some have parts that look like animal parts, and some are vaguely looking like your brothers and sisters in human form or angelic. Some are orbs, and some are little more than beings of light that float on the air, and they come in the thousands. And as you turn around now, stand with me and turn around. Raise your arms in your mind's eye and invoke all of the fairies and elementals from the earth and the sea and the sky and the sun, from planets and stars, from trees and lakes and ponds, from streams and brooks and plants of all sorts, from stone. And they come forth, and they are everywhere. And now we invoke the mermaids and the whales and the dolphins to add their energies to this exercise. We call them in, and you can hear the whales calling to say, we are here, we are ready, and the laughter of dolphins, and the seabirds wheeling overhead, crying and saying, yes, we approve, we add our strength. And together we put our lights together, and we call in the dragons. And the first dragons we call are the dragons of earth, brown dragons, but fierce and builders. These are builders who laid the initial foundations of the earth. And as we call them forth powerfully, we see them appear in the hundreds, in the thousands, and we see them pop into the air and then dive deep into the earth. And as they dive deep into the earth, we focus our intentions with the galactic fairies and the earthly Gaia fairies and all the elementals. And we focus our intention to help them relay the ley lines of earth. And they are in the earth's crust now, laying the foundation for new earth, for stronger earth, for earth that is responsive to light, for earth that is unblocked in its circulatory system of ley lines of energy. And in the earth itself, they are unblocking the channels where energy flows. They are repairing the breaks which humanity has made. They are widening the channels so that light can flow throughout the crust of the earth. And now we see the elementals jumping in and finding places where woundedness has happened, drilling mining, poisoning, toxic piles, and the elementals are moving through these areas, and they call forth the unicorns with their great pure healing horns of light. And the unicorns follow after the elementals and point their horns in the direction of all of these wounds in the earth. And they send forth great swaths of white pure light. And the angels are helping us well. And we are now healing the wounds of drilling and oil and drilling for water, which have hurt the earth and pierced her and broken ley lines. And we are healing the places where mining has gone too far and has harmed the mountains and the crust. And we are sending pure healing crystalline light to all the poisoned places in the earth where there are wells of toxic waste and nuclear leftovers. And we are healing these. We are rendering them harmless. And we are transmuting them and their energies back to their original perfection in harmony. And there are legions and legions. And as you stand on the rocks with Merlin, his arms raised and his staff raised, the wind is blowing, and you are summoning and energizing and orchestrating this wonderful, amazing parade of beings who are working in tandem together and in harmony to heal what is underground, to relay the foundations, to make sure that all of the lines of flow are unblocked and are perfectly balanced all around the entire planet. And you can see things begin to light up that were once dead. And you can see the flow of light energy in places that were once harmed. And you can see colors. And you can see now that there are elementals of the earth, gnomes with their shovels, and goblins, and earth spirits that are now jumping in and digging holes and poking things with sticks, and out of the holes come puffs of energy, puffs of smoke. And this is the disturbing of long-held conflict, hatred, wars, battlefields, death, destruction, plagues, all that have been held in the tissues of Mother Earth and have been toxically poisoning her, and are issues in her tissues that need to be released and transmuted. And they stir these up and they come out, and the unicorns are transmuting these puffs. The unicorns are aiming their horns and blowing up all these conflicts, bubbles of hatred, bubbles of fight, and bubbles of killing, and places of discord, which are now being cleared of the ancient discords and hatreds that have kept them back, held them back in their evolution. And you see it happening across the globe, in the Middle East, in China, in the Americas, in the Arctic even, in Europe. Everywhere that has taken on any sort of toxic energy and dense energy from human discord is being cleansed, and it is all being released to be transmuted into its original energetic perfection. And now Merlin says, let us go further. Let us call forth the water elementals, the galactic fairies of water, and Earth's Gaia fairies of water, and the mermaids and the dolphins and the whales and the silkies. And you hear them and you see them, and they are swimming through the waters which have been poisoned and which have garbage floating on them, and which have been which have been affected by climate change. And all of us push our energy of cleansing and clearing, the violet flame of clearing, and green of healing, and the pink of unconditional love. And we move it through the waters of the planet, through the water tables in the earth, and through all the oceans, through the dew and the rain, through the brooks and the streams and the lakes and the ponds and the puddles, all the water shimmering with light and cleansing itself, and the oil slicks removing and the garbage disappearing. And the healing energy is moving, 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 facilitated by the dragons of water, the mermaids, the dolphins, the whales, who shine their light so brightly that every bit of water on this planet at this moment is shining, sparkling, reflecting back to the sun, the most beautiful, beautiful light of pure diamond power as it is cleansed and cleared of all toxic elements, all memory of harm, all pain, all struggle. And the waters are breathing a sigh of relief, and the waters are conscious, and the waters are grateful. And now Merlin says, call forth the elementals of air. The galactic fairies will help, and the sylphs, powerful sylphs, will send the winds of cleansing through the air around the planet. And as they whirl and send bright winds of cleansing, we focus our energies with the planetary elementals and the galactic elementals and the sylphs, and we blow all of the pollution, all of the carbon monoxide, all of the sulfur and coal dust and particulates and everything that has poisoned our air, and we blow it away, and the unicorns dance about in their dimension, and they transmute all of it into its original perfection. And the violet flame from Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germaine also transmutes some of it to its original perfection. And the work that is being done is powerful, but it is meant to be gentle. These winds are not to destroy. These winds are to heal. And the more stuck energies, the more memories of harm, the more particulates and the more pollution is transmuted away by energetic work like this, the less it will be necessary for hurricanes, typhoons, tornadoes to do the work of cleansing. These happen when so much is accumulated that Gaia can no longer stand the pain. And she shrugs her shoulders and allows destruction and allows death and allows pain to happen in the human quarter, because it is not possible for her to bear all of the tension of the stuck energies of destruction and pollution and conflict and negative energies and negative feelings that have surrounded her to persist. And so if we use our abilities now to join together and transmute all that is in the air, all that is in the atmosphere that is poisonous, there will be no need for these destructive weather patterns to continue. There will be no need for these release valves to happen. And Mother Earth will lie peaceful and calm and comfortable in her beauty and richness, with everything flowing and running in perfect balance exactly as it was planned. And now we have one more element, the fire, the purifying fire. We do not wish to have fires like those that are destroying the west coast of America. So many beasts and trees, ancient trees, so many beautiful creatures and so much ancient forest, so much property and life lost. This was entirely unnecessary. We must have escape valves for Mother Earth as well. And we call the fire dragons, and we call angels of fire, and we call the galactics of the fire, who play in the flames and who are about light and heat and support, the engines of change, the engines of possibility and of creation, the forge of creation. And we call upon the core of the earth, the very core, which is all molten, which is in fire, which warms us and holds us together and creates the tangible stuff of what we are made. And we send the warmth and the light of fire through all of earth. Its passion, its creativity, its ability to regenerate itself like the phoenix coming out of the ashes. It's life itself, which comes of fire and water and air and the stuff of earth and the stuff of stars. But all together is where the magic happens, when all the elements blend to create something that was once only an image in the mind, but now is tangible. And as we create new fifth dimensional earth, we need the element of fire to melt and destroy all that is no longer relevant, all that has served its purpose, all that must be thrown into the forge to be transmuted into something else. And as its substance goes back into the grid of infinite potential, it will add to the excitement of new creation, new form, new matrix, new ley lines and designs, new kinds of plant life, a new diversity, a fresh batch of ideas of plant and animal life, the return of some animal life which has left for other dimensions as the earth has become unwelcome to them. The perfect harmony between plant and animal and animal and animal and plant and animal and human galactic and human and angelic and human and elemental. A place that is a sanctuary, a place that we build with our thoughts and our imagination and the elements of fire and water and air and earth and spirit and stardust. The place we build it is a sanctuary alone in the universe for its beauty and its welcoming diversity, for its warmth, for its infinite creativity and evolution. This is what we build. It is what we imagine. It is what we put our energies behind. It is the jewel that we see that is our home. There have been those who have said, we must save the earth. We must save the earth. And there is a famous spiritual guru on your planet now who says, Why are you saving the earth? What are you saving? It is not working. Instead, transmute the earth. Recreate it. Work with Gaia. Work with all of the elementals whose passion and devotion to Mother Earth is limitless. They put their hearts and souls into keeping things running smoothly and flowing beautifully and ever evolving with surprise and joy and always love. And as all of us are assembled here now, assembled here, having worked together as one to regenerate, to rebuild, and to re-energize our beautiful Mother Earth, our planet, our sustenance, our source, our nurturer. We sigh together, knowing that work has been done in the ethers that will filter into the third dimensional reality and the fifth dimensional reality and all that is between, and help to move Earth into her new place and new sense of self, healed and whole and strong and vibrant and colorful and varied and beautiful beyond measure. And we appreciate her and we send her love all together. And we send her our gratitude for all she provides for our sustenance and survival and our joy. And we send her support and respect and the promise that we will never again abuse her good nature or harm her for our selfish desires, which have been unconscious and unaware of the harm that we have done. And Mother Earth is pleased. And there is love, great love, between Mother Earth and all of her creatures. And there is gratitude and love for the galactic fairies who have come to assist, and for all of the elements from different dimensions who have come to assist. And for the love, the deepest love from Creator Source, who will never allow something of his apple of his eye to be destroyed or abused indefinitely. And now that we have participated in this great act of regeneration, there is great love between all of us, and we see one another. We are the light workers and the humans of tomorrow. We are the masters. We are galactics and elementals and unicorns and dragons and fairies and elves of all sorts. We are creatures and we are plants. We are flame and we are water. We are wind and sunshine. We are one, and we feel the oneness. For this moment, we feel that oneness. We all have a part to play in the great tapestry and in the plan of ascension, and in a bigger plan of the universe and its future. I am Merlin. I am a wielder of magic, and I have brought you all together for this exercise, which can be repeated often, but has already done so much good. I thank you for your participation. I thank you for wanting to be a part of healing and building and creating and being in unity with all the life of the universe. Together we are powerful, and it is a very beautiful thing. I send you the love of all of us who you may not see, but who you now know are one with you and connected heart to heart in all things that are for greater good and in the service of love.
That was beautiful.
What time is it?
Oh, it's fine. It's 12:15. It's okay. That was beautiful. I love that. I felt that so strongly in my whole body and in my fifth dimensional chakras, especially the earth star. The bottoms of my feet are warm. Like I just felt it so strong. That was
Oh,
so
good.
beautiful. I was crying.
Well, so much was going on. It was just like, wow. I felt like it was like legions and legions of beings that were just like, okay, we're just going to roll up our sleeves and do this together. And I think we did something. And I think it's not just like one moment, but I think it's just like putting that intention, that picture out there, and then it kind of unfolds itself forever, for a long time, hopefully.
I'm excited. I hope that more people will watch this too, and it will
So
really
too.
have an echo effect. Thank you all for coming. Faith says, what a beautiful message and a special topic to me. To me too. I was just crying thinking about all this things that we've done to this earth, and the ocean especially is a big love of mine. So
I think it's like so important to understand that it's really great that, I mean, I think it's really important that there are people out there who are activists or who are inventing things to help, on a physical level, but we can do much more energetically than we think, like you can do a lot from your own home, in your own mind, in your own meditation, that makes a difference. And it's not lazy. It's you don't necessarily have to be out there in a boat with a sieve, or like picketing people. That's important, but as we move towards fifth dimensional ascension, the energetic work is at least as important, if not more so.
I totally agree. And that's such a good, I mean, perfect thing to say. Often, we want to fix everything, and none of that is in our control, and we feel it makes us feel powerless, but we don't have to be. We can just send energy. You can do this again. We'll be putting it on YouTube. It'll be in the group. We can do it many times, or any time that you just have a moment. Send energy. If you have a Reiki or angel fire, some sort of modality, use that. Or if not, literally send prayers. Send your gratitude. That's very important.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if that's what you expected, but
It is. It's perfect.
he
I
does
wanted
what
to
he wanted.
tell everybody too that there was a second thing the fairies want us to do.
Okay.
So I'll be live again later in the month. They want to talk to you all about ways that you can bring fairies into your life a little bit more. So they have a whole thing. They're so ready.
I'm
Do you know,
so excited about that.
my cat's like right there, and the fairies, one of the fairies came in and was like, oh great, and started like doing some energetic shifting to my home and then started working on the cat.
Ah,
I saw that in the middle of the meditation. It was funny.
and I've been thinking about how in a channeling class, I found that my joy guide is somebody named Ashara, who is a sun fairy. And in retrospect, I always realized that whenever I'm really down, you know, all I need, somebody points my head up, you know, like I go outside and all I need is a few rays of sun on my face and I feel like way better. You know, it's like so curing. And that's because my joy guide is a sun fairy. And she was like right there going, yes, we're coming. We're all coming down to make a difference here.
That's so
So
beautiful. Joanne says, when you talked about releasing the smoke held in the earth, that was something that I never thought of. Yeah, that was really cool.
that didn't come from me. You know, like,
That was
but I
Merlin.
could see like all these like gnomes with their little pitchforks just like going, you know, break it up, get it out of here, you know, like in poles and things.
At first I
And
was alarmed, like, where's that gonna go? And then the unicorns came, so.
where's it gonna go?
Carrie says, wow, the energy was so intense. I'm still shaking with it. So beautiful. Thank you, Merlin and April. And so there's a lot of thank yous on here.
Well, I'm
This is
so glad people
beautiful.
are watching. That's really exciting. I don't have, somehow I'm not on the
You have
place
to
where I can,
be, yeah, you have to be.
I'll look at it
complicated.
later. But I was very honored to be asked. And like I said, I just kind of, with him, I just kind of say, okay, we're supposed to do this. You tell me what we're supposed to do. And eventually he just kind of gives me a few clues to start. And then we're off to the races. So it's kind of exciting. And I
Well,
will be back on tag later with our regular,
oh yeah,
regular,
1:30, today's Friday.
it's
So,
Friday, right?
woo.
So
So I wanted to
2:30,
tell everyone that. Yeah, so 1:30 or Central,
1:30 Central, yeah.
2:30 Eastern, every other Friday or twice a month. April brings forward Merlin in visualizations like this, all types. They're usually a little more personal, and then he gives us some readings, and it's one of the very favorite things in tag. So it's something we always look forward to. We have a lot of really cool mediums who have been certified by Soundwaves Heal in tag team, and they do a lot of cool stuff from spiritual business help to Merlin, or bringing in fairies, bringing in different angels, doing dragon readings, or just straight up readings every month. So it's really fun. That's a cool perk of tag. So thank you for coming. And
Thank you, everybody.
thanks, everybody.